Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, we got a game. Someone that I've played before 3 times. Before. We have a Sicilian. The stream is going. What shall we have today? Nobody plays mainline. Are we gonna have a dragon? I sense a dragon. Nope. Maybe it will be mainline. Let's see. We're gonna have a Scheveningen. Oh, we are. Okay. So, you know what? I've switched my move order here. I play A3 here now. I used to play F3 bishop to the main line, but the computer likes A3. I'm going to test that out here for the first time. First time I played A3. Why am I going quick? I've got a lot of time. Sorry. I've been playing a bunch of Blitz on chess.com. So, yeah, basically I only know A3 here. And that's a recent computer prep move that I have. I think we just proceed normally now. I think. Do we though? Or do I play something like bishop e2 and castle kingside? Oh boy, I probably should have looked further than just a3. Because normally on move 7 you play f3, queen d2, castles, and that is totally fine, but yeah, the engine really likes a3. I think it's like 40 or 50 cent upon difference. So probably not queen d2 here because of knight g4, and I can play bishop f4. So queen d2 might be possible. So all right, bishop f4 would drop a piece. So yeah, so let's rule out queen d2, and then it's really between bishop e2 and f3. I think I'm going to proceed normal. Well, should I though? Another pawn move? Or should I castle? Am I going to castle? Am I going to castle kingside? Because I think the point of a3 is to stop b5. But then you wonder why you couldn't just play it later, you know, after black plays b5. You know what I mean? Like if I had played f3 and then b5, why can't I just play it? Why couldn't I play a3 then? But I know, I'm pretty certain a3 is my new prep move. Yeah, there's some real subtleties with that a3, right? Because I mean, if I had played f3, b5, why couldn't I have played a3 then? Why play it first? I'm trying to understand. Because I'm trying to decide if I want to castle kingside or queenside here. I think I'm going to castle queenside. So I will play f3, queen d2, and go for an opposite side. Okay, queen c7. Kind of a waiting move, essentially. He's waiting to see what I'm planning. So I think that's a good move. It also... No, that's primarily what it does. I'm wondering now. I mean, well, I played f3, so I think I have to castle queenside. I've committed to it now that I played f3. So I think I have to play queen d2. I think I'm obligated now. But things are going to get messy. Well, wait, there's one other move. There's g4. So it's either g4 or queen d2 are the only sensible moves. But I think I'm going to play queen d2 because g4 being two moves away from castling is a little bit scary to me. So I am going to play queen d2 first. And if he plays e5, I haven't considered what I would do, but I don't, I mean, possibly e5. I mean, yeah, maybe. But I think I would be okay with playing knight f5 there. I think I'd feel comfortable. So I'm gonna play queen d2. Knight c6. He's playing very quickly. If I take, I think he has to take with the queen, because otherwise it's hard for him to attack my queen side when those pawns are split up like that. So I think he would have to take with the queen, but then what do I get, you know? I'm not really gaining anything out of that. So I think I'm just going to castle here. Possibly I could have played g4 there. g4 may have been slightly better because then h5 is not a thing. So anyways, bishop d7, he's still keeping his options open. He might castle queenside now. But I don't know. That seems a little dangerous for him. I think he's still just waiting. He's playing the waiting game. I could play the waiting game too and play king b1. Which may not be the worst thing, because stuff like d5 might be, you know, possible threats. So maybe king b1 or g4, probably. Now we're going to get this standard, it's almost like a dragon maneuver. So I wonder if maybe I shouldn't play king b1, because I might have more important things to do, like g4 again. g4, knight e5. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play king b1. But things like, you know, things like queen a5 are a little bit scary. Maybe I should take, because that knight is a little bit, hello sandbag, how's it going? That knight can be, I mean, he essentially trades that for my light squared bishop in these positions. So I wonder if I should, oh wait, he could also take with a bishop if I take on c6, which I forgot about. That's probably what he would do. Yeah, I think, I don't know. Taking on c6 probably isn't that bad for me, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll let him do this little knight maneuver. So maybe g4, knight e5. No, I'm still not certain. I don't know. I don't know if I want to allow that. No, I'm going to allow it. I'm going to play g4. We need to start throwing punches. Yeah, I have to look into this a3 move, though. I make this repertoire change and I don't even know what I'm doing. So he's thinking for the first time. What the hell is bishop c8? I almost wonder if that was a mouse slip and he meant rook a c8. I don't think he wants to reroute it here. That makes no sense. I think it might have been a mouse slip. I was thinking of if I could do anything like this, but I don't think that's going to happen. So now taking on c6 is more tempting because he has to take with the queen. I don't think he's going to take with the b pawn. It strengthens his center. That's true. That is true. But then I think I might have stuff like knight a4. Oh, then he has c5. So maybe he could take with the b pawn. And then if he plays bishop b7, this can be slightly weakening. So yeah, I'm not going to take. This still becomes a bit of a problem. So now let's look at attacking again. So if we go g5, knight h5 usually isn't a problem because the knight can't go anywhere. Like I'll play bishop e2 and then f4. And if he plays g6, then his king side just gets weaker. So I think g5. I'm going to go g5 here. Final answer. Quickly moves. Not that he, I mean, well, he could have considered this more, but he might be used to this position. He blocks this bishop. There's almost stuff I could do on e6. But almost doesn't count. So probably h4 here. Although, I mean, even f5 looks interesting. Probably h4. I think it's a safe move to play. Like, I don't think you can really go wrong with h4. So I'm going to play h4. Actually, there's actually a bit of problems. Maybe I should have played f4. Okay, he pushes b5 now. So now if I take on c6, he has to take with a queen. No ifs and buts about it. I don't think it's a bad move for me, but I don't think it's really helpful. I could almost go bishop f4, and then if he forks, I could take, and then I'm up a pawn. That's interesting, right? Because the threat is taking here. So bishop f4 is interesting. I guess he could play knight d e5. Could he though? I don't know. Well, I mean, if he does that, I could then take on c6. Well, it gets really sharp here actually. Because then he takes here. And if I go queen d3, that gets really sharp. I still think that might be playable though. Bishop f4. Again, e5 doesn't work because I take. If he takes here, I take him up a pawn. And if he takes my knight, I've created this weakness here, and I can just move the bishop back. So that's interesting. I guess the problem is he could actually just take my knight first. That's the problem. he can just take on d4. So that won't work. Okay. Well, it's still interesting. It actually could still almost work, but he just moves the queen, and then I'm still forked. Okay. So b5, we don't have to worry about it. Like he can push, and I'll just take, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe b4 is immediate. Maybe I do have to take, because if I move this knight, then he's gonna play here. I guess I could still defend it, but no, I think I actually will take on c6. Okay, taking on c6, he insisted. And yeah, now his attack is making more sense. There's still bishop f4 is still interesting to me. Because I think he has to play e5. I think he has to play e5. I mean, he could play knight e5, but I would just take, and he might be okay there. He might. Maybe he could just do that. Yeah, he'd probably be okay there, actually. Okay, so let's not do that route. F4 maybe? I don't know about that. Maybe king b1? I don't really want to play king b1. Maybe f4. That's a dangerous move, though. But it stops his knight from coming into e5, which I like. f4 is like d5 something. I should just be able to take f4, bishop b7. I'm going to play f4. That's a very scary move to make, though, because that could easily be a blunder. It's easily the type of move that could be a blunder. I guess bishop b7 is the follow-up. Because bishop g2, bishop b7. But then I could just play like rook h g1. Oh no, he's on it 3 times. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I saw this, but I thought I would be okay. Maybe I still am. If I play rook g1, knight takes. Yeah, I can just take the knight because his queen is leading. So I think I can play bishop g2. Yeah, so bishop g2. Now, castles might be scary if he puts the rook on d8. Yeah, okay, so he goes here. But he can't take it. But I guess he's going to put a rook on d8. Yeah, so maybe I play rook h g1 so that I can push. Do I want to allow that though? Probably not. So then what would the point of rook g1 be? This knight's not very good. My opponent spent 1 minute and 57 seconds. That's crazy. What if I could ignore him and just play f5? f5 castles? He ignores me? I don't know. That seems dangerous for him. Then I have f6. I guess he could shut this down, but that's gotta be good for me, I think. So f5 maybe. I guess he could just take. I guess that's the problem. So that would be another vote for rook hg1, because rook hg1, then I play f5. Then if he takes, then I can take back. Okay, it's kind of a weak move, but I don't have a whole lot of time. There's no increment. So I better just play a move that might be half okay. Queen c7. Strange move. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Okay, so let's look at f5. I mean, there's this, I saw this, but I don't think that's a problem. I think I'm okay there. Sorry, f5. He takes. He didn't. Okay, let's. I mean, I got 9 minutes. Like, well, wait. Maybe I take with the queen. Actually, there's a few interesting moves. Taking here is interesting. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, maybe I take with the queen. Because I'm hitting the rook. I guess that would prompt him to castle. But my queen doesn't really belong on this open, like in front of this battery. There's almost some tactics where he could go check and then play here. It doesn't quite work for him though. I think I'm going to take with the queen. Hey, I think this position is pretty good. Black has an isolated pawn. We've got this pawn storm going for us. I like white here. Yeah, so if he castles, I think just f6. And if, takes check, wins the bishop. Actually, just wins the game. Whoa. It just wins. We just talked about this, f6. What was that move about? We just talked about that. f6. Isn't he watching my stream? That's got to be a blunder. He made a lot of weird moves. Like, he moves his queen around, he moves his bishop around. Okay, maybe I guess I jumped the gun. I guess he can just move the bishop back. But it still seems really good for white. The rook is hanging. The rook is hanging. So can he trap me? He could take it on f6 now, which gives him some compensation. It really does. I mean, that's a bit dangerous. Boom, boom. But, you know, I could almost just take the rook and then take the bishop. I would have, well, that would be interesting. I would have two rooks and a bishop for the queen. That would most certainly be winning. Is that the best way to do it, though? Boom, 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 boom. Check. It's check as well. That's mate, actually. Oh my god. That's mate. Look at this. Boom, boom. Boom. Oh, boom. Boom. Oh, it's not. It's not. It's so close, though. I'm going to do that, yeah. I'm not fully committed to taking on f8, but at the worst, I'm going to take on f8, like at least. Yeah, and I could still look at this first, because check almost wins on the spot. But no, I think I'm going to take on f8. If he takes on f6, okay, good. I don't have to even worry about that anymore. Just time to get greedy. Time to get greedy. Yeah, he's playing a lot of strange moves. I'm gonna get greedy. Time to get greedy. Korchnoi would want me to play this move. 5 viewers. Do I recognize anyone in there yet? No, I don't. 6 minutes though. Let's be careful. No increment. I guess he wants h4. He wants h4. Maybe I give him h4 and just open up those files. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's just quick blunder checks. Okay, let him have h4. I'm fine with if remove all these pawns. Yeah, I take my pawns. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. His queen's almost trapped. He only has 3 squares, I think. Yeah, he will escape that though. And what about here? Here he has got only 1 square, 2 squares. And then I could follow up with like a mate threat or something. I could also reverse the move order and go here first, but then, okay, there's so many moves. That's not, by the way, this actually hangs my rook, which I just see now, but moving the queen is actually interesting. because we are threatening mate there. Okay, this is kind of a hope chess move when I could just play more straightforward. But I think I'm going to play queen d3 and do a quick blunder check. Quick blunder check. Oh wait, yeah, okay. I like this move because now we're threatening rook h1. He threatens to win the game on the spot. So he has to, I guess he could play g6. And he would actually be really solid now. And I would have to play quick. But I'm also threatening d6 as well. Yeah, there he goes. So I could still consider this because his queen is almost trapped. Because like boom, boom, where does he go? Where does he go? So let's play this first. Oh, well, can he defend? He can defend that. Okay, that's where he can go. So he can actually get out of there. Boom, boom. Yeah, but that's very dangerous for him because I'm most threatening to take. And then if my queen gets in there, it's really close to mate. Okay, maybe I'll take this first. Time to get greedy again. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm cutting this close. I am cutting this close. 3.5 minutes. Wait, oh, if his knight wasn't there, I could do this. This is looking good too, though. This looks pretty good. Okay, let's not blunder. Let's not blunder because I'm threatening here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh wait, I thought I could do that. No, I still can because then I can sack the rook and then play here for mate. Now, which way would it be better to lead with this? No, probably to lead with the check would be better. And then check, and then rook h1 mate. Yeah, I can do that here, I think. So, check. Oh, wait, no, the queen's gone now. Whoops. Oh, well. But then I've got, oh, no, his knight's still in the way. Oh, man. Well, I can still do this, just not with tempo. Yeah, the problem is this. I mean, that's a real problem. Oh no, it's not. It's still. Yeah, it's still mate. Okay. So how did he deal with that? Like h5? I don't know how he deals with my threat. Yeah, good for me for seeing that tactic. I think my puzzle work is paying off. I should still be able to just take. It shouldn't change anything. We can also go to h2 with the queen if we wanted. Yeah, so I mean, I think I played well, but my opponent also played a lot of strange moves. Like he played, the strangest one was when he played bishop c8. Thank you, Eigen. The strangest one when he played bishop c8, but then he also played like a couple of slow queen moves. He made a lot of like wasteful moves. Yeah. But I'm happy. Like overall, I think I played quite well though. I like my logic. Let me load this up in my repertoire so that I can, because I really didn't know what to do after a3 when I played a3. Okay, first of all, though, let's look at the game without the engine. Yeah, so we have the Scheveningen, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, and the main line is F3, but I play my little computer line here. First time I've ever played it, A3. Yeah, first time I've played that. This is a world premiere. I didn't really know if we're castling kingside or queenside, but I figured we probably have to castle queenside here because what fun is it to castle same side, right? It just seems counterintuitive to castle kingside, even though we have this hook that we've created. I think A3 actually just helps slow down Black's attack, but I still don't understand it fully because again, oh that sucks sandbag, you'll get him back. But it's still interesting, right? Because it's like, why not play F3 and then if G4, then you can play A3. But yeah, so I'm still trying to understand A3. But anyways, I think Queen C7 was probably a good move on his part. It's a waiting move. I spent a lot of time on deciding if I should take on C6 multiple times. Possibly here G4 is better because H5 can sometimes become a pain. So yeah, G4 might be slightly more accurate than castling first. And then he played this really strange. That might have been a mouse slip. He might have been, because I'm thinking it's possible that he was touching this and then he meant rook AC8 instead. So I do wonder if that was a mouse slip. And yeah, I felt that I had to take the knight here, otherwise B4 is a problem. Sandbag says bishop c8 was preparing G5. He said it was preparing G5 and then knight D7. What? Which is what he did. Is that a thing? Is that a maneuver? I've never seen that before. That is what he ended up doing. I've never seen that maneuver before though. Okay, but if that is what he intended, I feel better because it's not fun to win on a mouse slip. Anyways, I took F4, very scary move to make because that is often not playable for white. But here I didn't see why I couldn't do it. Yeah, he made like this queen move was kind of strange. I guess, I don't know. He made like, it just seems slightly inaccurate. And then he castled, which is, I actually thought it was lights out right away. I didn't really think about bishop d8 as a move, but I mean, yeah, he drops the rook, and yeah, and then I go pawn hunting because why not? And already at this point, I was looking at rooks on h8, and so yeah, check, and then there we go. So let's look at that with the computer. And wow, computer says I made one mistake, 2 inaccuracies. Not bad. So I'm going to load this up in CPT. Sandbag says it's called Nimzovich's prophylaxis. I don't know about that, Sandbag. Oh, you're talking about A3. I thought you meant about bishop C8, because that didn't make sense. Let me try to share CPT with you. It's been a long time since I've done that. Bum ba da dum. Okay, so let's load this up. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, sorry, U6. Yeah, so this is the first time I've done this. You can see in my notes here. So this is, you know, depth 50, ran it for 11 hours, 2 minutes, stockfish 14.1. And it's the 9th main line, but the computer likes it. Okay, it's only a 20 centipond difference, which is not much. Okay, I thought it was more for some reason, but it's just slightly. And yeah, I've got different notes. I say that A3 was played by Wang Hao, Sam Shankland, and Ganguly with a good win rate, but otherwise it's not very popular. Stockfish has liked it best over the last few versions now, though, by a fair margin. I guess it likes to limit Black's counterplay of B5. Guess I'll stick with... Well, I wrote that here, but I ended up... Yeah, I'm trying out A3 at least. Yeah. So he played bishop E7 in response. And yeah, so F3 was correct. Correct. I mean, you can play other moves too, but correct as in my repertoire move. And that's as far as I ran it on this line. And then he played Queen C7. So first of all, well, there's no games in the database. So Queen C7 is apparently terrible, but I'm going to run this position now. Yeah, that's my style, though. I'm not... So yeah, G4 right away. I was right in my analysis. Oh no, I played Queen D2. Yeah, so the reason I didn't play G4 here is I was scared that I like to have that bailout plan of castling. So I wanted Queen D2 first, but I guess we're safe enough to play G4 and then we can always queenside castle later. Yeah, the computer doesn't even want to castle anytime soon. It's saying like G4, B5, G5, knight FD7, F4. It doesn't want to castle until move 14. Yeah, this is plus 1.4. Wow. Pretty amazing. But if we go back to the game, so yeah, I guess main line here is, whoops, let me look this up in ChessBase. Oh no, how do I do this? Give me a second. Okay, I'm just looking up the position in ChessBase now. Okay, so the main line, well, in my filter database, there's not really any games played. There, looks like Grandelius played H5 here, and I mean, people have played everything. I think B5 would be the most worrying move. Let's take a quick peek at castling first. Wait, am I looking at the right move here? Yeah. So I'm wondering why not G4 isn't recommended now. Apparently D5 is an issue for, well, not an issue, but it's almost equalizing for black. So in this case, the computer wants to castle, I think. Once it can. Actually here, like, well, people played E5 here. Yeah, so against castling, this might be the most trying. I'm not sure E5 or E takes. This is almost like a dragon. Well, okay, never mind. That's not true at all. The center looks like a dragon. This is what the computer's suggesting, but it looks kind of, at first glance, the computer's saying it's kind of equalizing. So I'm not sure how true these evals are. Interesting. Yeah, f3 castles. Queen d2, d5. Maybe e5 is more trying. Yeah, the computer, I think, might prefer this. So like f4. Yeah, we keep the center closed and get space, maybe, on the king side. I don't know. I'm not going to look into it super detailed right now. So it looks like casting is legit here. And if b5, yeah, the computer says this is not as worrying. It's saying, yeah, g4, and yeah, we accept the battle. Let's see, bishop b7, g5, yeah, h4. Yeah, so we just go guns blazing. And if h5, that's the most annoying move for me to see. Looks like queen d2. Yeah, so this would be the most, I would not enjoy playing against this position at all. Almost makes me want to play f3 right away, but you can still get those positions, I think, in the main line, I think. Maybe not. Okay, anyways, I'll look at that more on my own. So the two main moves that annoy me, though, are, what was it? After bishop e7 and I already, oh yeah, so was it a3 here that I played? No. Here, a3 first, and then after bishop e7, so after f3, yeah, so the two moves that annoy me are h5 and castles. Castles, I think, is just, I would rather face castles than h5, but h5 is really annoying to face. I don't like that. On the other hand, if you look at it from black's perspective, it's kind of a headache for black as well, because, you know, his king isn't as safe anymore. But it's not as fun for white. Okay, anyways, back to the game. Casting was fine. Yeah, so I was right in hindsight that g4 might have been slightly more accurate. Yeah, 20 center pawns different. And g4. Yeah, so bishop t8, just a blunder. Just a straight up blunder. Yeah, that was strange. I think it was a mouse slip. Yeah, I've never seen this. Sandbag says this is a thing, a maneuver. I've never seen that, though. I think he's joking with me here. Yeah, white's just +3. Black is too slow with his attack now. Yeah. So f4 was okay. Computer likes h5, which is a little surprising. I thought he could just play like g6 or something. I guess that's weakening for him. Yeah, that's quite weakening for him. So apparently you could just play h5. But what's the follow-up? Then h6? Like if he makes a random move. I don't like that. I don't like that. But yeah, so okay, so I played f4. So bishop g2 is a mistake. That's the one mistake I made in the game, apparently. Apparently a5 is now, can now be played. And I guess this is a little bit of a problem. More than a little. That's a bit of a headache. So, well, for some reason, the computer's recommending rook g1. Maybe, is that so that we can do this? I don't know. Rook g1, what? What's the idea of like f4? So okay, so let's look at f5 first. Thanks for the follow, Mask on. If we look at f5, and then why can't he play a5 here? Oh, because we win the queen. Wait, why couldn't... Oh, I see. So we keep the bishop. Okay, right. So it's not so much these specific moves, because basically every move here is really good for white. The reason that this is a mistake is because we want to keep it on this diagonal so that we are preventing the a pawn from pushing forward. Otherwise, we're taking on b5. That's why. Okay. So that mystery has been solved. It also doesn't like rook hg1, but that's really because a5 is just still a threat. So the computer's recommending pushing f5, probably because now our attack is quicker than it was with rook g1. Yeah, because like we could play f6 here, and rook g1 is not really attacking. So, okay. Yeah, and then this was just, yeah, and taking with the queen was by far the best move. Yeah, because we take with tempo, so, it's throat's getting dry. I had really salty, I've been eating a lot of salty foods lately. Okay, yeah, and the rest of the game was all she wrote. Yeah, you can't really go wrong. Although I was a little bit short in time, so it got a little bit scary, but